All right, I'm done. All right.
Oh, I think we're live.
Brenna, you at your grandma's house?
Yeah. No, these drapes aren't mine.
They look fabulous. It's oily pattern.
Chad, FYI, we are live right now.
Way to
Oh,
go,
we're
Chad.
live?
Way to.
So I'm just wondering if
They are.
everyone can see us.
They
Can someone
are
confirm
really
that
nice
you see us?
You should see viewers. Do you see the viewer number?
Oh, hold on.
You're the director.
We have 0 viewers right now.
Woo!
So we're live, but this is like, if a tree falls in the woods.
Recorded, so when people go back and watch this the next day, they're going to see this, and I didn't
We have 3 viewers. We have 3 viewers.
Hi,
viewers! I don't know. Oh, 4 viewers. All right, guys, we're skyrocketing.
All right, here they come.
Wait, should I play some intro music, perhaps?
Why can't I add lower thirds? What the? Do you see a lower third?
No. Can anyone hear the music I'm playing?
No, because you have headphones in, dumbass.
Not anymore, I don't.
So maybe we should just start.
You're the worst.
Kami's gonna yell at me. I can only play 7 seconds worth of music. Guys, we got 9 viewers.
You should probably start because it's 9:08. Just saying. Some of us have bedtime.
Kami's gonna yell at me. I can only play 7 seconds worth of music. Guys, we got 9 viewers. Who's watching it on YouTube and doesn't have their thing muted? V, you're already effing up. Okay, so we're just going to start because we are slowly getting some viewers here. So hello, everyone. Welcome to LVee Live, the special WAKA Northeast Regional Tournament edition of the podcast. I'm really excited for this weekend, and I have a great crew to talk about this. We have Mr. Brent Wentworth, who is actually in Connecticut and has some lovely drapes behind him.
Drapes match the curtains? I mean, is that how it goes?
Oh, Sarah, you're already messing up.
Sorry.
That's just weird.
So Brent is the market sales manager and the community coordinator and a player in the Virginia Peninsula League, and he hails. You're from Virginia, right?
Well, I'm originally from here in Norwich, Connecticut, actually, but I've been down in Virginia since I was 10, so I hail from both. Yeah.
So there you go. And overall, just really great guy. So it's going to be excellent to have Brent with us tonight to kind of. We have a couple Virginia teams in this tournament, so it'd be nice to get his insight on this.
Yeah,
so thanks for coming, Brent.
And Brent has been a head referee in this tournament the last 2 years, so he knows this tournament well.
And speaking to that is Mr. Chad Martin, Senior Community Coordinator here in Connecticut and organizer of this tournament for many years now. So he has the ins and outs and behind-the-scenes looks of this tournament and also a head ref. So, Chad, thank you for joining us in your car in Hartford, Connecticut. I hope you don't die via gunshot wound tonight.
Yeah, I am recording live from my car in downtown Hartford as we just got done with our Thursday night kickball, and I'm in the parking lot of the bar. So there is a rager going on just to the right of me, and which I will be attending when I'm done here.
Great. Have you had a drink yet tonight?
No, I actually have not. So
okay. Well, you may need one at the end of this.
I may need one.
And then we have Ms. Sarah V, the other part to LVee. V is a player. She ran a couple leagues. She is now the social media expert for the WAKA New Haven League. So, Sarah, welcome.
I don't have that job anymore.
Oh.
I was a contractor.
Well,
they don't want to pay me anymore. Anyway.
Wait. Yeah. So, Sarah, do you have anything you want to say?
I'm the counterpart to LVee.
You're the V. You're the V of LVee.
Yes, counterpart.
And then there's me. For people who don't know me, my name is Lauren, aka LVee. I've played kickball for I don't know how many seasons now. All in Connecticut, some circuit, some availables teams. So yeah, just want to welcome you guys to the podcast tonight. Thank you for watching. Looking forward to a competitive and really fun tournament. And let's get right into it with the team rosters. We're going to kind of go over all the teams here and go over some key players.
Should we announce the seedings first?
No.
I don't know.
Order the document.
Okay, I don't want to.
That's what I said.
I don't wanna,
that's what I said, Chad. But Sarah wants to run the ship here, so.
It's Sasa's
okay.
So Sarah,
keep the viewers on the hook.
So Sarah, why don't you go ahead and start going over the teams here?
Okay. So, I am going in no particular order. We start with the Alcoholic team. They are from CT Ivy. Last year they played in the tournament. They did make it out of pool play, and they were a number 6 seed in eliminations. They are all athletes. They are mostly soccer players. They've played most of their life, so yes. Next, we have...
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we not talking about the team?
Yes. No, you're right. Sorry.
I don't know. I was like, I got thoughts on the Alcoholics now. No, I was just going to say, it looks like, one thing with them is depth might be a concern because I see right now they only have 11 on their roster. So if they're planning on making a deep run, they better be athletes because they're going to be tired by the end of the day.
I agree. I was actually thinking that same thing. They have I believe, the smallest roster, or one of the smallest rosters in this tournament. So that's always dicey because, you get one injury and then you're screwed for the rest of the day. So let's see how that...
From what I've seen in CTIV, shut up, LVee. What I've seen in CTIV is they love to drink. So I feel like they're kind of serious, but they're kind of not at the same time. So with a small roster and the need to have some beers, I don't know if it's going to play out too well for them. We'll see if they show up to the party.
So we had just played this team in CT Ivy a few weeks ago, and I was actually quite impressed in how well they played and how well they've progressed just from last year, because this is only the second year that they've been playing kickball, and they have definitely come a long way. And I think that they do have 11, the 7 guys, 4 girls, but I think it's the right 11. So I think, if they can stay healthy through this tournament and they got the right 11, they can definitely make some noise.
Yeah, offensively sometimes that's an advantage. You turn it over pretty, top of the lineup might see 3 at-bats a game, maybe 4 with 6 innings.
Exactly. Yep.
Okie doke. Moving on to the next one, we have the Wolfpack, or Elm City Wolfpack, as they like to call themselves in tournaments. So this team hails from New Haven. LVee and Chad know all about them. They were league champions in spring 2014, spring 2015. A hodgepodge group of them has played in various circuit tournaments. They've never made it out of pool play in circuit. Not that I know of, at least. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they didn't. They've gotten some...
That can't be right. No way. They haven't made it out of pool play in a single... No way. I don't believe that. They're too good.
Oh, Brent. Oh, Brent. You're so funny.
You only knew. Anyway. Oh.
I will say, though...
Go ahead.
I will say, though, I think the year that we did get out of pool play... Was it the NYKO tournament, and we beat that team off of one of my favorite James Guerin moments ever? But that's neither here nor there. We're talking circuit for that.
That was probably like 2012, I think.
Yeah, so a couple things about this team for this tournament. They've got their Wolfpack core, right? And they've also added some of the former Hartford All-Stars like James Guerin and another really, really great player from a few years ago, Stan. So this team is going to be really deep, and they've got a lot of experience, and it's really your prototypical Wolfpack team that is going to play strategy. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes. They're going to have really good defense. And, I think the one thing that they might struggle with is their offense. And, we've seen in tournaments past where, the offense can definitely trip them up. They play solid defense, though, and, they know the game really well. They know strategy. They're going to be well coached. And, they can definitely go far in this tournament. I mean, last year they lost in the finals. So, they're definitely going to be right there.
So another thing I wanted to add, with the have in their roster, they've got people, Big Dave, as we call him in New Haven, Dave Barnes. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with on the mound, but he is definitely somebody that mentally gets in the way. I played with him many seasons, and I played with him last year in the tournament, and there was just a lot of errors that came to when we came down to crunch time, pretty much. And I don't know if that will seem true with this group. Also, they have a great pickup of AC, who is probably the only other person besides Michael Mancini who can kick the ball and make it to first base and get the out. But again, they don't usually play with him. Is that going to affect the chemistry? I don't know. I think they're either going to do awesome or they're going to be pretty disappointed early on. It could go both ways.
Well, I think you guys talk about some of their additions, but we can talk about some of their subtractions because, in my opinion, they lost their best player from last year.
I don't know which person you're talking about there, Brent, but if you want to continue. I don't know. I'm thinking of two. I'm thinking of two in my.
No, I was talking about my teammate and hetero life mate, George Johnson.
That's what I thought you might have been talking about.
I think they missed out.
LVee's good for you.
Well, we'll get there. We'll revisit this topic later.
Yeah.
So next up, I have See You Next Tourney, which we have abbreviated as SUNT. SUNT is what I will be calling them. So.
That sounds a little dicey. By the way, I think we might have lost Chad. Oh, wait, there he is. Never mind.
He keeps dropping his phone. Are you drunk, Chad?
No, I just got a text message, and I don't know what happened. But anyway, I'm back.
Get it together.
If I was
it rocked your world.
Pretty much.
So CUNT is actually, we know them better as frenemies.
SUNT.
Oh.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Here we go. Woo! Wind her up.
All right, go ahead. Go.
Sorry if I offended you. This is not G-rated. They're better known as best frenemies from last year's tournament. They are based out of Stamford, New York area. They made it to the Final Four last year. I saw some key pickups with Vinny and Devon. Vinny more so than Devon, if you ask me. That can definitely be a game changer. Last year they did really well, and they didn't have Vinny, and their starting catcher got hurt in like one of the first games. So they could definitely be one to ruffle some feathers. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I think this team is streaky. Like we saw them last year in this tournament come out really flat. They lost to, I think, LI Kick in the first round, and they had a pretty decent seed. That was kind of an upset. And then they kind of turned things around in the day. They made it out of pool play with an 8 seed, and then ended up upsetting the number 1 seed coming out of pool play. So you never know with this team, and I think, you mentioned the 2 pickups, Devon and Vinny. I think they're going to be a stronger team than last year, and, if they get hot, they can definitely go a long way. I mean, they proved it last year with a Final Four finish. So, another team that I think, if they start playing well, they can go far.
LVee?
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting team to watch because of all the points that you guys noted. But you take a look at the roster. I mean, you say Devon is the second most valuable pickup, the first. I mean, Devon has a lot of speed. You can guarantee he's always going to get on unless he pops out bunting, because he's also known to do that.
He'll always get on.
But he'll always get on, and that's always, you know, one extra run that you can count on. So I think that's going to be an interesting team. I think they could do well, but it's going to be interesting to see, you know, with their pool who they got. How about you, Brent?
I was pretty impressed with Best Frenemies last year. Yeah, they had a good run, like Chad said, after recovering from an early loss. You know, nothing really stands out for them, so I don't see them, you know, again, I don't see them every week. You know, obviously I'm not down in Stanford, but yeah, they'd have to make a pretty big jump in order to top last year. So we'll see if lightning can strike twice.
That's a good saying. I like it.
Thank you.
So next up, we have my alma mater and LVee's new team.
Da, 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 da! I would like to say
Chad's old team.
I'm going to take my talents to Boston/New England, to the pitch and 10 squad. It's the official right there. So there you go.
You heard it here.
You heard it here first.
So a little background, these guys are based up in Boston. They have some pickups from Connecticut that have been traveling with them. They have plenty of circuit experience. They were recently the Final Four in Founders Cup. That roster is pretty similar to the roster they have now. So I think that they're thinking this is going to be their ticket to Vegas. And I'm really excited to see them. And side note, Brent, what do you think?
Well, I think Pitch Intense is actually a team that's been around for a while. So, yeah, I know we're going to talk more about my team, the Pounders, but, you know, the Pounders is an old circuit team from about 3 years ago. And it seemed like in like 2012 and 2013, almost every tournament we went to, we were matched up with Pitch Intense and pool play. So we know them pretty well, but it's kickball, so a lot of stuff changes over 3 years, and people get better. You know, experience is the best teacher, so it's good to see that these guys are gelling, and they've obviously had some success. I mean, Final Four in Founders Cup is huge. Yeah, that's one of the most prestigious tournaments in all of kickball. So for them to make to the Final Four, clearly there's a lot of talent there. You know, and I think that's, you know, they're a confident group, maybe borderline on cocky, if I do say so myself. But more power to you, so we will see on Saturday.
I would also like to say, too, in that Founders Cup game that they lost, I'm blanking on the name of the team that they were playing, but
Situation, though.
What's the situation? I don't remember. But I feel like that game was lost for a few reasons, but I think reffing, too, had a lot to play with that. So if there were a couple calls that went their way, like, who knows what they could have done, you know, further in that tournament. So I'm really excited to play with them. They're a great group of people, just really great guys and girls, really fun team, really supportive. And you know, I like what they stand for, so I'm looking forward to playing with them this year.
Yeah, I hope we run into you guys down the line. Like I said, it was one of those teams that we just seem to always run into in tournaments, and we always had close games with them. So, yeah, hey, the Pounders are back for one tournament only. It would only be fair that we run into them at some point.
So something notable on their roster is they have Joe Kennedy, who is from LVee. He is charged. I'm pretty sure he charges for PI, but he doesn't charge for LVee. I think he plays outfield actually. But that was kind of a game changer for them in Founders Cup, I know. Also, they have Phil, and Phil usually plays with Shockwave, so I think maybe there'll be some insider information that he'll be able to give them when they play Shockwave.
Yeah, I think that will be actually a really good asset to have. But you know,
they're fast.
Did you know that Phil and I have rat babies together from the Guinness World Record game?
Oh my God! Why would you say that? Why? Anyway, Chad, you have anything to add?
Yeah, I do, and kind of to echo on Brett's point, I think this team has been around for a while, 3-4 years, and I actually played with them in SFKO in 2014. But this team that they have assembled for this tournament and even their Vegas team is way different than it was 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
They were really just kind of trying to get it all together. I think they had a lot of players from Boston and Massachusetts on those old teams, and now they've branched out and they've got a really solid squad. And when you look at their roster, they're really deep in this tournament as well. So definitely been impressed with the changes that they've made over the past year or two, and I think they're clicking right now. So I mean, I think they're another team that can really take this thing if they get hot.
They also have a very handsome man on their team named Michael Mancini. Anyway,
I'm glad that froze just as you said that.
Nobody thought that was funny. It's cool. But yeah, they're a really great group of people. LVee and I met them about 2 years ago. We played in SFKO with them. Cool. Moving on. We're going to talk about.
I got another thought about pitching tents.
Go ahead.
Just a warning for everyone else out there. So if you're playing pitching tents tomorrow, Phil's on that team. You just better watch how you play because it's going to be on YouTube later on. Watch what you say on the camera too, because he'll make outtakes also.
It's so true. It's so true, and they're usually pretty awesome. Although some of them have gotten a little more risque recently.
So I'm actually going to be periscoping a lot of these games while I'm there. And Phil is my mentor. He's telling me how to capture the moments. So
I think he's got a degree in Periscope.
Yeah, probably. All right, moving on. We have the team called Extra Talent. This is a Connecticut Availables team. On their roster, it's about half Hartford and half New Haven. My first reaction to them is that they have about 2 really solid girls. One really comes out to mind is Christina Wolf, or Wolfie as we name her. She has tons of circuit experience. This girl's been playing kickball since Chad's been playing kickball, and I was probably in diapers then. So I mean.
That's right. We were teammates on the Shower Hammers for many years. Wolfie knows kickball very well.
Right.
And she's like an all-star softball player. She plays football, so the girl's just freakishly athletic. And she's getting married this year.
Yeah, and she's our friend.
That's exciting.
Believe it or not, we have friends outside of each other.
I think that's a good point. So, Extra Talent is another team that is definitely on the right side. They have 8 guys and 4 girls. But their 4 girls are really legit girls. Like, they all know kickball really well, and that could definitely make a difference in this tournament. The girls play a really big part in this. When you look at the guys, there are some inexperienced guys, but they're really good athletes. So, and then you've got the other part of the team that has a lot of experience. So, it's a combination of youth, talent, experience, and really solid girls. So, this team, it's the first time they're playing together because it really is like an availables team. So I'm curious to see how they're going to gel as the day goes on. But, they definitely have the means to win some games in this tournament. So you definitely can't sleep on this team.
Yeah, the Extra Talent is the one person that'll be on their bench when they're on defense.
That's right.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Russ.
Oh, I thought you were too, and then you froze, LVee, so I don't even know what happened.
Moving on.
Yes.
Hopefully JaVale doesn't drop a ball like he did 2 years ago in the finals.
Hey, calm
I'm tired. All right, next we have the Pounders.
Hey!
Why don't you take this away?
Did you kick it to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's your team, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, like I said earlier, we were a team that started in 2012. We traveled pretty heavily and across the circuit, 2012, 2013. Yeah, we went to about 6 or 7 tournaments each year, and then at some point it was just we had about 4 players move up to the Northeast. So we got guys and girls in New Jersey, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and then of course my family's up here. So and another couple on the team have family up here. So I was talking with Nathaniel Johnson and several months ago, and I was just saying, you know what? I go to Connecticut every year to ref, and Chad does an awesome job, and it's just a fun experience. And I just kind of put 2 and 2 together, where I was like, we have so many people up there and so many ties to the Northeast. It shouldn't be too hard for us to kind of put the band back together. So that's pretty much what we've done. It's a reunion. It's a very talented team. Because even though the Pounders stopped existing in 2013, it went on to become the Hammerheads, and some other players went on to the Situation, and other players didn't, stop traveling or cut down like myself, but are still playing in pretty competitive leagues here locally. So, it's going to be a great day. We're looking forward to a lot of fun. I think we're going to do pretty well, but we never know. It's kickball. Anything can happen. So it's a big red bouncy ball. We're going to do our best. I'll stop talking. I'll filibuster all night talking about this team. I'm available for questions.
I'm really excited to play against you guys. I hope we see you. I think it's great that you guys actually did form a team and come up here, because we're always talking about how we want Connecticut to become a more competitive kickball scene, and I think with the addition of you guys and the other Virginia team that we're getting to shortly, I think it's going to be a really great thing for players, how great these players can get. I'm also really excited to possibly kick against Daniel Shaw. I think he is a very solid pitcher, and that's going to be very challenging. And I'm really excited to see Jill Sims Shaw, because I love her.
Yeah,
sorry.
Shaw is written as one of the top pitchers that's going to be in this tournament for sure. So
he's one of the top pitchers that's going to be in any tournament, because he's one of the top pitchers in the country. Yeah. No, honestly, that's the one advantage we have, is that when we look at the roster, and when I look back at the last 2 years worth of tournaments, there's no pitcher that has been in Connecticut, the Northeast Regional, that matches his ability. So he's going to take some people off guard, I think.
So Brent, he is the one that pitched for Situation in Founders Cup last year?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, okay. I saw him, and yeah, he is really good.
He's dirty.
But I think this is what Connecticut.
He's a tall drink of water.
Honestly, anybody who's ever played in circuit knows what's out there, and then you come back to Connecticut and you're like, these people need a wake-up call. They need to see what serious kickball is like. So anyway, moving forward.
Try not to be too serious. I mean, we're gonna have fun.
Of serious kickball.
If you read the WAKA description, it's all about having fun and making friends.
Super serious.
Go ahead,
it's on the back of every shirt, right?
Right.
Best friends, best parties. Right.
I like to win, sorry. So coming up next, we have Shockwave. Shockwave is the Founders Cup champion in 2014. They've won multiple Kickball 365 circuit tournaments. Just to name a few, New York. They were the LVee. What was it? Something not. They didn't win Circuit Cup, but they were basically the best team of 2014. They won for Virginia Beach, Best of the West. Few other ones. This version of the team, however, is a little bit different. Noticeably missing is their catcher, Tremaine or Mach 3, but they are still. They have Bill Castillo I don't know.
I don't think that's no, you got it right. That's right.
Castellillo.
Yeah, no, you nailed it.
Listen,
Clearly, Sarah did not pass her Spanish back in the day.
Castellillo. Sorry, Bill, if I'm butchering this. I know I am. He apparently has captained many Founders Cup champion teams, so he knows what he's doing, and he's got a group of probably the most talented people in the U.S. in terms of kickball, so they're going to run a train on some people.
Yeah, if I may, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yes,
Please
go ahead.
Do.
Their Shockwave is great. Yeah, you mentioned their past accomplishments, but they haven't really done too much lately. They've had a little bit of turnover in their roster. I was just comparing before the show the roster for this weekend compared to their 2014 5 individuals that were part of that team that are part of this current team. So I think they're in a little bit of a rebuilding phase. But with that said, they're still going to be insanely talented. They got a lot of athleticism, and now they got Bill with them, and Bill is a legend. I mean, he pretty much, when you talk about competitive kickball, and a lot of the stuff we do, bunting, charging, catching, like a lot of the defensive alignments, like a lot of it came from Bill originally, because he's been playing for probably 15, maybe even longer than that, probably since the beginning of WAKA. So he's been to a lot of like these old Founders Cups, and just he's a legend, and he does it all in cargo shorts, which is
oh
hey,
yes, that's the guy. Okay, yes. I was wondering, I was like, I know the name, I can't figure out the face, but I know who you're talking about now. That is very impressive. And, oh wait, no, that's not him, never mind. I was going to say, there's some guy in Shockwave that plays in like sweatpants all the time, but that's LVee.
No, yeah,
wow,
no,
okay, Chad. Sorry, did I cut you off? Oh my God.
Oh no, I keep cutting everyone off.
I need a drink. Chad, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I didn't do the roster analysis like Brent did, but I did rep these guys last year at NYKO, and, they're going to be strong. They're always strong. Now they've got Bill, and I believe they picked up a meatball girl, Jessica, I think is her name.
Not nice to
So I just think that they're going to be, a similar Shockwave team, extremely talented, and they're coming up here for one reason, and that's to try to win this thing and qualify for Vegas. So, yeah, they're going to be good.
LVee.
Just kind of what I said before, even about Pounders. I'm excited to have another Virginia team up here. These guys are really athletic, really good, and I'm excited to play against them. I think
they're from Maryland, actually. Yeah, they're not from Virginia. They're from Maryland.
It's all south of here.
Yeah, no, you're pretty close. It's only about 4 hours away.
You didn't.
What's that?
You tried to cover
you on this thing anyway.
When you drank your beer and it didn't work.
Okay, let's continue on.
All right, next we have Boom Shakalaka. These are the winners of last year's New England tournament. We know them so famously from their, the face of their team, Abrock. They apparently have added Bez to their roster. I don't know if that's official or not official. He's arguably one of the top 5 chargers in the country. He likes to stir the pot. So do I. Probably will fight with him. Probably will love him. I don't know. But definitely will be interesting. They have some ingredients there to pull it off again. But the competition is much, much higher this year. So I don't know. Chad?
Yeah, Boom Shakalaka is like one of those teams where you don't really know exactly why they're good. Sorry, I'm getting some text messages. They don't play a lot of circuit tournaments. They don't have a lot of flash. But they somehow just always get the job done, and they've always done well in these Connecticut tournaments. I think they've got really great team chemistry. They know what they do well, and they execute. And that's why they won this tournament last year. And so I think, with adding Bez, defensively, that really strengthens them at the Charger position. My only question would be, Bez has had a reputation of, unsportsmanlike conduct and things we're arguing with the refs. Is that going to mess up their chemistry? That would be my only concern. Other than that, I think Boom is one of those teams that, definitely is going to be right there in the end.
LVee? LVee?
Oh, sorry, you froze. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Ad Rock's bringing this year. The addition of Bez, if he is indeed playing with them, will be huge.
He is playing with them, by the way.
It's official? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's just another great pickup for them. And yeah, I was actually gonna say pretty much the same thing that Chad said, where it's every year they can either bring it and be really good, or they can kind of trail off a little, but they always kind of seem to keep it close. So it'll be interesting to see what they're doing. I'm wondering, because I thought Ad Rock was captaining this team, but according to the rosters, he's not. So I don't know if he's like a pseudo captain or what, but he's been in the game.
Not typically the captain of this team.
Right. Well, when I asked him a few months ago, he said he was captaining.
He's the face of the team, the brand.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to bring this weekend. How about you, Brent?
Yeah, I think I really like Boom Shakalaka. I got to ref them quite a bit last year and the year before. Pretty impressed with their talent. In my pre-show notes, I kind of looked at the Charger position, and their Charger from last year, I didn't see him on the roster, Skalaki, so I put that as a big question mark. Now, if they're adding Bez, he needs to give WAKA that money. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Bez. It's, tournaments in 32 hours, buddy. You want to get to that site and register. But since he's playing, that's going to help him out a lot.
In his defense, he's been emailing me the past 2 days, having technical difficulty. His registration says pending. So, but there has been something going on with our website. Numerous people have had issues registering.
I heard the internet up in Portland, Maine, just kind of iffy, so that's probably it. But you know what? He should help them out, but let's not get carried away. Bez Kargar did not help out No Dead Weight in last year's tournament, as No Dead Weight didn't even make it out of pool play. So,
that's funny you say that.
Let's not crown these guys. Yeah.
Because this brings us to our next team, Fireballs, who actually beat No Dead Weight in pool play. This is a mixture of people from CTIV in New Haven. They are mostly known as Incrediballs. They have some of their pickups. They did beat the #1 seed last year, made it out of pool play. They could wreck it, or they could not care and just have fun. I mean, they have people on the team that play for free. I don't know. I see them being competitive, and I see them trying. So we'll see if they ruffle some feathers.
I've actually been quite impressed with Fireballs, over the past couple of years, and even this year in Ivy. They're they know kickball, and they've made it out of pool play in this tournament the last 2 years. And so, again, they're a team that can upset anybody in any round. I mean, they did it last year. They beat No Dead Weight, which, to everyone's surprise, No Dead Weight was the 1 seed coming in. And Fireballs, they know kickball. They can definitely play. So, don't sleep on this team for sure.
FYI, yeah, Brent, his computer froze and he's rebooting. So, technical difficulties, everyone. Don't you just love the technology age?
He says that Bez's people hacked him after he called him. LVee, what is your 2 cents?
I like our balls. They actually have some print this year. You know, Brendan Carey, so, you know, both really good kickers. Same with Russ. Russ is a pretty good pitcher. We got Joe Calla, who's another really good pitcher, really good pickup for them. Mario, obviously, is really good. So, yeah, this is a team that can make some noise. It's just a matter of, you know, whether they can come together and do it on Saturday.
So we will move on. Sorry, Brent.
He doesn't know anyone on that team anyway, so it's okay.
Okay, cool. So next we have LI Kick, which is it's I'd Kick That. They changed their name.
They did.
They were LI Kick last. Why do you keep tilting your camera down, Chad?
You know, I'm in my car and I have a phone, and there's nowhere to put this phone. It's just I have to hold it the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of annoying.
Okay, let's stay on track here.
They're a New York, Long Island-based team. They were number 7 seed in elimination round. Anybody else? I wasn't too impressed with them last year. Anybody else have something to say?
Yeah, I do. I mean, you know, this team had emailed me last year. I'd never heard of them. They don't play WAKA. I didn't know they had any type of circuit background before last year. And, you know, I didn't really know much about them, and they came out last tournament in the very first game, and they beat Best Frenemies. And I'm like, wow, okay, this team can play. And, you know, they made it at a pool play last year. I think they were like the 10 seed or something like that coming into the tournament, and they made it at a pool play, I think, as the 7 seed. I did see that they had played in NYKO last year. So, you know, this team is playing a lot of kickball. They have a lot of good kickers on their team. They know strategy, and I've been impressed with them. You know, seeing them in last year's tournament and at NYKO.
I heard from a source that his team beat them. I believe the word was, I don't even remember what the word was, but beat them pretty handedly. So I kind of wrote him off, but maybe I shouldn't do that based on what Chad is saying. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they could bring this year. I don't know why they changed their name to I'd Kick That. I liked LI Kick better. I thought it was a little more original and less punny, but there you go.
Punny. Okay, last but not least. Oh, wait,
nope. No, we got 2 more.
Oh, I'm so tired. Okay, Lannister Kids. Love the name, first of all. Big Game of Thrones fan. They are New York River Summer 14 and New York Liberty Spring 15 champs. Their captain apparently ran the successful Pitch Please team from many years. They've added on some players from the previous year's number 1 seed, No Dead Weight, and some circuit guys, whatever that means. So on paper, I mean, they seem like they have definitely a good roster. You know, not too light, not too heavy. I don't know. I mean, things could definitely pick up for them. They have experience for sure.
Yeah,
so,
I actually went through their players to check, you know, like how many seasons they played, because I didn't know a lot of these guys by name, and I saw that they have a lot of experienced players. Their girls are a little bit less experienced, but their guys definitely have a lot of kickball experience. So, you know, this team, they're actually more like an availables team, which is, I think, that might trip them up, just trying to find that chemistry. They are from different cities. There's some players from Worcester, Massachusetts. There's some players from Maine. There's some players from New York City. I think there's a player from California. So I think, you know, the availables aspect of their team could give them some problems, but, you know, they definitely all know how to play kickball.
Yeah, and I do know at least one of them plays circuit. I don't know how many, but Joe O'Keefe, I believe, plays for Flying V. So you got that going for them, that circuit experience. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot about these guys. excited to see what they bring and what they could do.
Okay, Brent's trying to come back. Hopefully he'll be back for the last one.
Yeah, I would say, you know, the Lannister kids to me is like the wild card team. I feel like, you know, I know the other teams and kind of, you know, given their history, the Lannister kids are definitely a bit of a mystery to me. So we're gonna see how it plays out.
Hopefully they're not like King Joffrey, because he was a dick.
I don't know who that is.
It's from Game of Thrones. You guys are terrible.
On to the next one.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, last but not least, we have. Oh, Brent's back.
Oh, hi, Brent. Welcome back.
I'm back. Bez tried to shut me down. He said Packers after me.
All right, so let's go with our last team, Diamond Snakes. This is a Hartford League availables team, kind of. So there's multiple leagues in Hartford, for those who don't know. They're pretty decent in league. They are apparently the top players that are in Hartford. Is that going to carry them through a tournament? Do they have tournament experience? I don't know, nor do I think so. LVee, you probably know them, and Chad, you know the most about them.
I just know that my Wednesday night team played them. I think it was like the second or third week in the season, and while it was a close game, we did end up beating them like 3-0 or 4-0. So, but they are very good. Like, they know the game, they know what they're doing, they have experience, and they have good players who can do some damage. So I'm excited to see what they do, and I hope they can make a name for some Hartford area players, because Hartford doesn't really make a name for itself in this tournament very often, I feel like. Chad?
Yeah, I mean, these guys have definitely caught the kickball bug in the past couple of years, and, you know, they played in the tournament last year, and that was really their first kind of eye-opening experience in competitive kickball. And, you know, I think they're doing all the right things. You know, they've coached from top talent from our Hartford Wednesday Night League, and they've added them to this roster. So, you know, the team that you had played, LVee, in the regular Wednesday League, I think this team on paper is a lot stronger and a lot deeper than that team. So I think top to bottom, you know, all the teams that are playing in this tournament that played in years past are stronger, and Diamond Snakes is just another example of that. You know, they're definitely a better team than they were last year that played in this tournament.
Well, I think, you know, from what I've been gathering is they definitely have the talent on their roster, but do they have the experience? I mean, they played last year, and they play league. So, you know, this is a long day, and if you're not ready for it, it sometimes can catch up with you. So hopefully you know, their talent rises above their experience. Brent?
No, I think that's a good point. You know, out of all the teams, they do have the least amount of experience in terms of competitive kickball. And I think that will probably trip them up a bit, but I mean they're getting better for sure.
Brent, do you have anything you'd like to add?
You know, I asked my Connecticut insider George Johnson for Diamond Snakes, and he didn't have anything helpful about them except for he just wanted to brag about how he threw a one-hitter against an undefeated team in that league. So I don't know what that means for the overall talent level of that Wednesday night Hartford League, but you know, it is what it is. I will say that you know, the Diamond Snakes did play last year, and anytime you see a team play in a tournament, they don't do as well as they'd maybe like to, and then they come back and play the next tournament. Typically, you're going to see a jump up. So, yeah, I would expect that we'll probably see these guys take a leap forward.
Oh.
Great. I think we should get to what you guys really care about, our viewers, and that is the seeds and the pools. And we could also go over real quick the schedule, because we have that as well, finally, from Chad Martin. So I don't have it written down. I mean, I'm going to announce the seeds right now. I would like to put them up on the screen, but I did not write them down. So you could write them as I say them. kids. Okay. Number 1, Shockwave. Number 2, Boom Shakalaka.
Wait. Don't you think we should play some music while you do this?
No, because then YouTube's going to shut it down.
Man. All right, go ahead.
Number 3, Pitch Intense. Number 4, Wolfpack. Number 5, Pounders. Number 6, See You Next Tournament. Number 7, Fireballs. Number 8, Alcoholics Kids. Number 11, Extra Talent. Number 12, Diamond Snakes. So
okay, so you froze during that.
Oh, where did I freeze?
So number 7, Fireballs. Number 8, Alcoholics. Number 9, I'd Kick That, aka L.I. Kick. 10, Lannister Kids. 11, Extra Talent. 12, Diamond Snakes.
So I will now. I did write down the pools, so I could show you guys the pools. Oh, it's going to be backwards, though. Well, you could just deal with it. So horrible. I'm going to get Pool A, Shockwave. See You Next Tournament. Fireballs. Diamond Snakes.
You need a laser pointer.
Pool B. Boom Shakalaka. Pounders. Alcoholics. Extra Talent. Pool C. Pitch Intense. Wolfpack. I picked that. Lannister Kids. So there are your pools and your seedings. Chad, real quick, do you want to go over why you seeded the people that you did?
Well, yeah, I mean...
Defend yourself, Chad.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, brace myself, right? Well, if you look at it, right, if you just look at the top 9 seeds, let's say, right, all of those teams, with the exception of Shockwave and Pounders, all made it at a pool play last year. So that is a big thing that I looked at. And, of course, Shockwave, has got the resume. They've got the talent, and it was clear to me that they should be the number 1 seed. Pounders, a new team to this tournament, but certainly not new to competitive kickball. I debated, where to place them based on how much kickball they've been playing and their experience. I kind of went back and forth with them between Wolfpack as a 4 and Pounders as a 5, but at the end of the day, I think Wolfpack, losing in the finals of this tournament last year, I looked at their roster and they're really deep. I gave the edge to Wolfpack as the 4 seed. Boom Shakalaka.
Hold on.
Boom Shakalaka is the 2 seed. Yeah, go ahead.
Were you influenced by Kyle R. Settle at all with your seed choice?
No, absolutely not.
Sorry.
Absolutely
also,
not.
I just want to make a shout out. Kyle helped me write some of the descriptions about these teams, so thank you for your input. Continue, Chad.
Okay. Yeah, Boom Shakalaka, obviously, defending champs, until, they were going to be the 1 seed until the Shockwave team came in. But, Boom Shakalaka, to me, was the clear number 2 here. Pitch Intense, they had a great run in Founders Cup. They've got an incredible roster that's really deep. I did debate, putting them 2 over Boom Shakalaka. But really, at the end of the day, Boom is the defending champions. I felt like they earned that 2 spot. So that's why I ended up giving Boom 2 and Pitch Intense 3. So I talked about Wolfpack and Pounders. Number 6, Best Frenemies. If you look at the resume of the remaining teams, Best Frenemies or See You Next Tournament is their team name this time around. They did make the Final 4 last year. They did add Vinny and a couple other key people. So I felt, the 6 seed was probably where they needed to be. The 7 seed was Alcoholics, right? And
7 seed was Fireballs.
Oh, Fireballs. I'm sorry. Fireballs is another team that that last year they were the 7 seed and they made it a pool play. I think that they were the 7 seed coming out of pool play. That's pretty much where they perform each year. year in and year out, right around that seed. They definitely can beat teams that are ranked higher than them. But they seem to fall short and haven't made a Final Four or gotten past that Elite Eight round after pool play. Next is the Alcoholics, another team that made it out of pool play last year. I've seen this team play in the Sunday League in New Haven. They're definitely getting better. So I felt like the 8 seed was about right for them. Number 9 was...
I'd kick that.
I'd kick that. LI Kick, again, they made it out of pool play last year. So I think that, that team is definitely worthy of making it out of pool play again. And so, they got the 9 seed. I did think about, Alcoholics or LI Kick, the 8-9, but I looked at the stats from last year, and Alcoholics had the edge. So that's why I ranked them 1 ahead of LI Kick. And then the Lannister kids, as I said before, they're kind of a mystery to me. They're more of an availables team. They're really from 3 or 4 different areas. They haven't played together. So the fact that they don't have that chemistry, they don't have that team camaraderie. I feel like that might trip them up, even though they do have quite a bit of experience. So I think overall, what I looked at was the teams that had the chemistry that have played together. I took that into account more of the available type teams. And so that's why I gave Lannister kids a 10 seed, even though I do think that they have a lot of talented people and they definitely could make a run here. And then 11 seed, the extra talent team. Again, it's really a Hartford and New Haven availables team. They have a lot of talent. They have a short roster, which can be beneficial. They can turn their kicking order around fast. They have really solid girls, but again, the whole available aspect of it and not playing together, I think, could have an impact on their day on Saturday. And then Diamond Snakes, I talked about them before. They're a really solid team, but they just really haven't had a breakout yet, and they don't have quite the experience as these other teams have. So that's why I placed them as 12.
So I was just made aware of some information. I'm going to ask Chad and Brent to take off your player hats and put on your WAKA staff hats. So did or did not Bez get a lifetime ban from WAKA?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. So Bez did get a lifetime ban from league play in WAKA.
Oh.
So I did clear it with Sa and others at WAKA if he could play in this tournament, and the answer was yes. He is banned from league play, but he's not banned from tournament play.
I was going to say there's going to be a technicality somewhere.
Let's hope that doesn't change on Saturday.
Well, I'm just saying last year I may or may not have very much yelled at a ref. Surprised I didn't get a card, but anyway, moving on. So we're going to quickly read off the schedule. We are hopefully going to see this on the website, or is it up now, Chad, or tonight, tomorrow?
Yeah, it'll be up tonight. I just need to flip it. I need to toggle it from hidden to public.
Is a cop like right around you? I just saw a red light go on your face.
Oh, that was somebody's brake light that's leaving the parking lot.
Oh. Okay.
The party's leaving. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
real quick, we've got 9 a.m. game. Shockwave versus Fireballs. Boom Shakalaka versus Extra Talent. I'd Kick That versus Lannister Kids. See You Next Tournament versus Diamond Snakes. The Pounders versus Alcoholics. 10 a.m. games. Shockwave versus Diamond Snakes. Boom Shakalaka versus Alcoholics. Pitch Intense versus Lannister Kids. Wolfpack versus I'd Kick That. The Pounders versus Extra Talent. 11 a.m. games, Shockwave versus See You Next Tournament, Fireballs versus Diamond Snakes, Pitch Intense versus I'd Kick That, Wolfpack versus Lannister Kids, 12 p.m. games, Fireballs versus See You Next Tournament, Boom versus the Pounders, Pitch Intense versus Wolfpack, Alcoholics versus Extra Talent. So originally we were going to do some bracket predictions, but Chad used up all our time, so...
So I think we should, let's just quickly just give me who you think is going to win the tournament. So, Brent, let's start with you.
We should do Final Four and then winner. That's easy enough.
Fine, Final Four and then winner. Brent, you go first.
My Final Four is Shockwave, Boom Shakalaka, Pounders, and Pitch Intense. And I have Shockwave beating the Pounders after 26 innings when we run out of lights and they have to rock, paper, scissors.
I like that idea.
Chad, how about you?
He can't do his.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm not going to make any predictions.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot. Sarah, you go, because I got to find where I sent you.
I have yours. I can do it if you need it.
No, I got it.
My Final Four just disappeared. Whoa.
Yeah,
okay, my Final Four is Shockwave, Pounders, Pitch Intense, and See You Next Tourney. My final game is Shockwave versus Pitch Intense, and although I would love Pitch Intense to win, I don't think that they'll pull it out versus Shockwave, and Shockwave will get it.
Bitch. My Final Four is Shockwave, Boom Shakalaka, Pitch Intense, and Pounders. And then I have Shockwave and by Pounders, Pitch Intense. And then I have Pitch Intense winning it all because I have so much confidence in this team, and I'm really excited to see what we can do. Sarah is off camera.
Oh, Mike just sent me an article about how you can get paid to poop for science. Couple goals.
That's great. Wow. Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna make. So I won't make any predictions, but what I will say is there are a number of teams in this tournament that definitely can go far, and I think there's going to be a lot of good games, a lot of close games. And when you look at just this tournament compared to last year's tournament, the amount of talent and experience is way higher than it was just last year. So I think it's going to be a great, great competitive tournament.
So I think it'll be a great tournament too.
What's that shirt you got on there, V?
Oh, I'm just doing some laundry. I just had to get changed real quick. I mean, I have no bias or anything. So just a few fun facts. I will be running all the social media for the day, so I'm going to be posting some scores. I will be doing live video of the final game via Periscope, and you can get that link if you follow at LVee show on Twitter. That's where it'll be. The Facebook event will have score updates, and let's talk about the party. LVee almost fought an old lady last time.
No, not last time. 2 years ago.
2 years ago. I got her back. Don't worry. There's an abundance of beer. Not so happy with the lack of gluten-free beverages. But there are
we might be able to do something about that.
For
Just
me?
for you.
Breaking news! Breaking WAKA news!
I'll see what I can do.
If anybody, wants to stay in the loop, I would suggest following the event page, the LVee show on Facebook, at LVee show on Twitter. You can come harass me if you want to. Any last words, my friends?
Let's start with Brent. Brent, do you have any last anything you want to add?
Yeah, just we're excited, Chad. I think the seating looks great. Everything's well run every year, and I'm really just amped up to be a player instead of a referee for a change. And I appreciate all the work you do, and thank you guys for having me on.
Of course.
Chad, any last words?
Well, not really about the tournament, but I do want to talk about this party because it is going to be insane. So hopefully everybody in the tournament, you know that you have a free pass to the party. We have 27 kegs and 20 bottles, 27 kegs. This is the biggest WAKA party that we've ever had in Connecticut, and we are expecting 600 people. So it's going to be really, really a blast.
600? Does the fire marshal know about that?
Well, the Russian Lady, our sponsor bar, and also our after party place can hold up to 2,000. So we'll be fine.
Sarah, last words?
I did not originally think I was going to make this event, so I'm happy that I can come and support my friends and make sure everybody can get informed with the information they want if they're not there at the tournament. There's a good group of people, and I think it should be a lot of fun. And I think Chad, good job putting this together every year. This is hard work. As a former rep, I can only imagine the scope. LVee, computer.
Yeah, I know.
That's about it. And we got the prince. The prince is here.
What?
I don't know, Kwame, don't you say it.
Kwame, you're an idiot.
Oh, the prince has returned!
The prince may return.
May. We're not sure. But in the meantime, you'll have Kwame Twin JJ, a.k.a. Tasty Cakes. What are you doing? Okay, let's end this shit. I want to go to bed.
Wait, can you hear it?
No.
The prince has returned! Alright, bye, fucker. See you on Saturday.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.
See you bright and early on Saturday.
Be there. 8 a.m. captain's meeting. Right, Chad?
Well, it never actually happens at 8, but yeah, somewhere around there.
At least you're honest about it. Okay, bye, everyone.